Next, it was a stunt that you either loved or loathed, but certainly put my next guest in the headlines. 2 years ago, Corre, son of Vivienne Westwood and late Sex Pistols manager Malcolm McLaren, burned what he claimed was £5 million worth of punk memorabilia on a boat on the River Thames, as you can see there, in protest against plans by the BFI and the Mayor of London to mark 40 years of punk. Well, he's now using the ashes for a new art exhibition. Joe and he's coming to talk about it. So, Joe, thank you so much for coming in. Let's take you back to 2 years ago when you set that fire. Did you feel as though the origins of punk was being lost?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was an opportunity when the establishment effectively decided to celebrate 40 years of anarchy in the UK to have a conversation in public about price and value. And I think, you know, I'm born in London, I've been here all my life, and I've seen it change so much, and I think we've become obsessed by the price of everything and have missed the value of everything. And so, you know, we understand the price of a house, but not really the value of a home. And I think when I say that in terms of value of a home, I talk about the world that we live in, climate change, all of these challenges that young people have.
But I mean, it was interesting. So I was reading up lots of different articles about, you know, the stunt at the time. A lot of people sort of saying that, arguing that a multi-millionaire burning millions of pounds worth of stuff probably is quite anti-punk and doesn't necessarily give the message that you perhaps wanting to get across. Do you think it could have been lost in some way?
Well, I think that was the start of this project, and it was intentional to trigger people's reaction. We are triggered every day, we're manipulated every day with non-stop distraction, and distracted from what our real values should be. So it was very intentional to manipulate people and trigger them in that way. And this story now of taking those ashes and saying, well, what's really the value of ash?
And now it's an art installation which you are selling to raise money for charity.
Completing the story.
Yeah, because I think there was a lot of people who were really unhappy that actually money could have been raised to go to the greater good. But that's what you're doing now, because the money's being raised and going to
That's what I'm doing now. It's what I've been doing for many years, actually. I've been fighting fracking for the last 6 years or so. I work with London youth organisations. I work on lots of issues.
And it started a conversation which is equally
that's right. And as I said,
important.
I think the conversation that I wanted to have was about price and value. And I think what I've done with all of those artifacts and all that memorabilia is actually given something that had become impotent through its use with corporations. I mean, today you can buy a corporate punk beer, you can have a punk rock credit card, you can have punk car insurance, Fairy Liquids punk.
But the origins, you know, those who do enjoy the music, they know the origins of punk. But very quickly, because we haven't
punk never had anything to do with music.
Yeah, but if we, very quickly, because as you said, you are a Londoner, you've lived here your entire life, you're originally from South East London. I want to ask you about London. South West London. Yeah. What would you say is your favourite spot in London then?
I mean, I still like the character of Soho in the West End. I like all the little dives and bits of character there, although it's being cleansed and changed very rapidly, just like the rest of London.
Yeah, but there are pockets of Soho.
There's a few little things left, I like it there. And I, of course, like it down by the river and some of those views.
That's gorgeous. That will never change. Well, Joe, thank you so much for coming in. It's been lovely to talk to you. Thank you.
Thanks. Come to the exhibition. It's on until the 7th of May. It's open to the public.
Brilliant. Good plug there. Well done.
Thank you.
OK, to football now.